The Switch is Nintendo's latest entry into the home console market, and today, we're going to take a look at what works and what doesn't about the system. Inside the box, you'll find the Joy-Con and Joy-Con Grip, which serve as the system's controllers and can be used in a variety of ways that we will discuss later. It also includes the system's dock and the Switch itself, which comes in the form of a 6.2-inch 1280 by 720 touchscreen. The Switch comes equipped with a built-in kickstand on the back, which is functional, but doesn't feel quite as sturdy as it could. The Switch can be played without being connected or near a TV, and the Joy-Cons can be connected either wirelessly or physically to the system. There are reports of Joy-Cons losing connection to the system, but during the time I spent with the Switch, I never had any problems. Though they are a little smaller than a traditional controller, even when connected to the grip, the Joy-Con only felt a little awkward for the first 5 minutes or so. After getting used to them, they handle quite well. The buttons are tactile and responsive, and the Joy-Cons feel secure and reliable when docking in and out of the screen. The user interface and software in the Switch is loyal to Nintendo's tendencies. It is a bit limited in system customization options, but more importantly, runs exceptionally smoothly. Interface sound design is pleasant and never feels overdone. Let's first talk about some aspects of the Switch that could have been better. One issue with the system is that it feels like Nintendo took a lot of chances to lower the manufacturing costs. The left Joy-Con lacks an internal antenna, which can cause it to desync for some, which could have been added for next to nothing. The most questionable example is the implementation of a plastic touchscreen, as opposed to scratch-proof glass like almost every other tablet out there uses. A screen protector is highly recommended if you want to take your Switch out of the house. Luckily, the other large weakness of the Switch is only a temporary one. As with many newly released consoles, the amount of available software is slim. There's Breath of the Wild, which is certainly enough to keep most players busy for a good amount of time, 1-2 Switch, and a few smaller titles on the eShop. The system currently lacks streaming apps like Netflix and Hulu, but that will likely change in time. Now let's talk about some of the strong points of the system. First and foremost, the Switch is everything the Wii U should have been in 2012. It is an upgrade in basically every way from its predecessor, and functions as a handheld in ways that the Wii U never could. When the Switch was announced, some expected the console's design to be a bit of a gimmick, and I was a bit skeptical of it as well. However, after spending some time with the console, it is quite fun to play and will surely become an even more awesome device for couch gaming as more software is released. So if you're wondering whether you should get a Switch, here are some things to consider. The console is weaker than the Xbox One and PS4, so don't expect a graphical powerhouse. It is early to call, but Nintendo consoles have had a history of lacking support from third-party game developers. So if games like Battlefield, Call of Duty, or Assassin's Creed are important to you, the Switch may not be able to be your only console. The battery life is another important aspect of the Switch for those more excited about the handheld side of the console. When running demanding software like Breath of the Wild, the battery lasts a little over 3 hours. The system can last around 6 hours when processing less demanding media, however. On the other hand, the Switch is amazingly adaptable and offers enjoyable gameplay experiences in the many ways it can be used. It is fun to play on the TV, as a handheld, and stood up on the stand wirelessly, and it's impressive how effortlessly it switches between modes, pardon the pun. If you're someone who misses the days of couch gaming with friends, the Switch does an excellent job of bringing that experience back. And with new software on the way and the Virtual Console on the horizon, it could very well become the best console around for local gaming. Nintendo set out to create a new type of video game experience with the Switch, and in most ways they succeeded. The system feels unique because of the options it provides and the freedom of choice in how to interact with it. So if a hybrid console brimming with local multiplayer potential and inevitably stellar first-party software sounds like your thing, then you should get a Nintendo Switch.